What's going on, everybody? This is Devore. You are tuning in to the Not for the Bay podcast. We are live, a very special edition live podcast right after Super Bowl 56, the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. Final score ended up being 23-20. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major streaming platforms. Also, be sure to go ahead and follow us on our social media pages: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now we just recently added the TikTok. This episode of the Not for Bait podcast is also sponsored by BetUs, the online bookie site. Upon sign up with the link in the description, the Not for the Bait link in the description, you will receive an extra 125% in bonuses. Like I said, a very, very special edition of the Super Bowl. LA Rams ended up taking the dub versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Uh, Well, Banks just hopped in here. I didn't even notice he ended up hopping in here. You already know Banks is pretty. I'm pretty sure he's fired up right now, considering the fact that his own team, the Los Angeles Rams, just recently just won the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the floor with this one, Banks.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How do I sound? I'm in my car driving home, bro.
You
Um,
sound you
I
sound
was out.
fine.
Yeah, I was out at a get together just now, man. But yeah, man, let's go. I don't really. I mean, I'm mad because I'm in my car driving home. I can't scream and shout like I want to. I'm a lose control of my car, and I ain't trying to do that. But thank God for Bluetooth. But yeah, man. I'm first reaction is, of course, I was super happy. I'm at a loss for words. I had a whole bunch of tears in my eyes. I'm boo crying, because it's been a long time, bro. Everybody asking me, and one of my boys hit me up, was like, man, why you crying, bro? Because I'm telling people, man, you don't understand the amount of passion that I have for my sports teams. Like that, like I know a lot of people probably think that the reason I like my sports teams and stuff is because I'm trolling and anything like that. That's not the case. I like the teams because that's who I like. And as we know, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, Los Angeles Rams fan, and I'm a Florida State Seminole. So that's kind of spread out. You would think, it would be kind of similar, but it's not. It's kind of spread out. But tonight it's about my boys, man. I'm happy as hell. I'm diehard, 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 diehard Los Angeles Rams, St. Louis Rams. When I met them, when I first came into contact with the Rams, they were actually Los Angeles. This is back when they had Jerome Bettis at running back, which is when I fell in love with them. And the reason I fell in love with the Rams is because of their jerseys. The color of their jerseys was very nice, and I like the Ram emblem. The reason why I like the Ram emblem because in my area, when I was a little kid, when I first started liking the Rams, there's a football team called Goose Rams, and I always wanted to play for the Goose Rams because they had the jersey very similar to the Rams. And then when I saw the professional team, I was like, okay, I like them because they remind me of the team that I wanted to play for when I was an Optimist. But I'm just happy, bro. It's been a long time. The last time my Rams won a Super Bowl, I was in the sixth or seventh grade, I think, and we've been back to the Super Bowl since then. But unfortunately, we ran into Tom Brady, and you know how that goes. You run into Tom Brady. But credit to the Cincinnati Bengals, credit to the fans of Cincinnati. You guys most definitely earned my respect. You already have my respect anyway. I'm low key a Bengals fan, low key. I like them, man. That's a really good up and coming team. They stood with us toe to toe. They didn't back down from us at all. That's a scary team to look out against next season. If people were to pick them as a Super Bowl favorite, I wouldn't be shocked because that's how good that team really really is, and they're only going to get better from here. Like that's what's so scary about them. They're only going to get better. So man, bro, I feel like I'm talking too much right now, but I'm just bro. I don't know, bro. I'm just at a loss of words, bro. I'm just
Go
really
ahead,
happy right
go
now.
ahead, speak your mind, man. Go ahead, speak your mind. It's not
Nah,
every day your team gets, well, you and your team get to have a moment.
yeah, man. Yeah, bro. It's like I said, man. People don't understand the amount of passion that I have for my sports teams. I'm a diehard fan of all my sports teams. um, especially my Rams. I care about them near and dearly. Win, lose, or draw. I felt like last season we should have won the Super Bowl as well had it not been for Aaron Donald getting injured and we having Jared Goff at quarterback. We should have won the Super Bowl last year, but last year's last year. We're Super Bowl champions this year. Um, I'm impressed with the amount of adversity we had to overcome today. This was not an easy game whatsoever. I saw a lot of wild predictions out there saying that the Rams are going to blow the Bengals out. That wasn't going to happen. The NFL is different now. You're not going to see too many blowouts, especially in the playoffs. You're going to get the very best of the best in the playoffs. In order for it to be a blowout in the Super Bowl or the playoffs, it got to be some real crazy shit happening, like turnovers, and you just didn't come to play. You know what I'm saying? But in
Right.
the playoffs, with playoff football, the Super Bowl, you don't get routes. The last route we had was, what was it? The Broncos versus the Panthers, I think it was. And the reason that happened is because of turnovers. Like we said, the Panthers couldn't start turning the ball over, and they couldn't protect Cam Newton, and the floodgates were open for Denver, and they just went off. And then the year before that, well, the year before after that, the Seattle Seahawks, smacked the Broncos around. So you don't really see a lot of blowouts in Super Bowl games. It doesn't really happen. But credit to Sean McVay. Coach McVay really showed me a lot today. I did question a lot of his play calling in the beginning. It just didn't make a lot of sense. A lot of the third and one, shotgun formations, fire wide. I just hate that style of football. Anytime I see anybody in fire wide or third and one, I get pissed off. Because that's what the leaders become now. The leaders become more spread out. I don't like it. It's even got to the point now where teams are in shotgun on the goal line at the 1 yard line. They're in shotgun. I hate that style of football, but it is what it is. Like, this is what we're in, so you got to have it. But again, credit to Sean McVay for we lost Tyler Higbee. Our starting tight end was not able to play the game today. Andrew Whitworth, clear that he had his injury, was hobbling him a little bit. Odell Beckham going down was major. The running game was not existent whatsoever until the late in the fourth quarter on that last touchdown drive. We got the running game going just a little bit. So I got to give nothing but respect to Sean McVay, especially in that last possession. We called some really good plays. But I will say this, as a Rams fan, I'm also a realist in football. I posted on my social media accounts. I hate the way that the game ended. I felt like the referees took away the momentum from Cincinnati. I don't know if Cincinnati was going to win the game or not. I can't say. But they definitely took away the momentum from Cincinnati. If I'm not mistaken, I think there were, two or three defensive holding calls on one drive alone.
And there were two penalties called the whole game up until that
Right,
point.
yeah. Up until that point, yeah. That was not good. Also, the pass interference they missed on Jalen Ramsey, and also the pass interference against Jalen Ramsey that they missed when T. Higgins clearly grabbed Jalen Ramsey by the face mask, and I don't know if it was enough force to knock him off the way he fell down. I honestly don't know what the hell has gotten into Jalen Ramsey the last couple weeks. He has not looked like the elite corner that I brag on him being. I still think he's the best corner in football. Yeah, he had a few shitty games, but you forget about that stuff when you look at the box score and there's a W behind it. But Jalen Ramsey definitely kind of let me down the last few weeks. But I still got love for him. That's my guy. I love him. He's the best corner in the NFL, in my opinion. And most importantly, credit to Matthew Stafford for sticking through it, man. For a moment, it looked like Matthew Stafford was going to turn to Detroit Stafford for a moment. I got really nervous after those interceptions, man. I got really nervous. It reminded me a lot of the Tampa Bay game when the turnovers just started happening over and over and over. And we just couldn't get nothing going. It was just bad, bro. And I got really freaking nervous. But like I said, they found a way to get it going, and I'm a happy fan tonight, man. I'm really happy that we were able to pull that victory out. Again, I'm going to be honest. I think the penalties helped us, but hey, at the end of the day, the result was we won. So I hated how the Bengals lost that game. I feel like the Bengals had the game taken from them versus us winning it, honestly. but I'll take the W.
I hear you. I wanted to point out the the way the Cincinnati Bengals was able to keep Cooper Cup under wraps all the way up until that final drive of the game where Matthew Stafford continuously kept on force feeding him the ball, and he was living up to the moment, and that's what set up that touchdown at the end of the fourth quarter with a minute left in the game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had to. We had to do that, man. I want to also give a shout out to Chris Collinsworth, man. Chris Collinsworth, yeah, he might be a dull in terms of a commentary, color commentary. He might be very dull, but if you same thing with Tony Romo. If you sit back and you listen to those guys give color commentary, they really show their knowledge of the game of football. Chris Collinsworth called out a few plays and a few keys that adjustments I should say that the Rams should make that ultimately end up happening. One of the biggest adjustments was the Rams putting Cooper Kupp in motion, which was a very big adjustment in the game because, like I said, with us not having our up to our full strength, with the players, with Higbee being out, not being able to run the ball, also Odell Beckham being injured, everybody was able to focus on Cooper Kupp. And this is why I say Cooper Kupp is the best receiver in the NFL this year. And going into next season, there's no doubt in my mind he's the best receiver in the NFL. The reason I say this is the way that he's able to dominate a game from inside the hash, outside the hash, from the slot, wherever you line Cooper Kupp at, he's able to dominate. That's what's good about him. A lot of the elite receivers in the NFL aren't good in other positions. Some of them are good on one side of the field. Some of them are good on the other side of the field. Some of them are not even good from working inside the slot. Cooper Kupp is able to do everything and everything at a high level, and I love his game. He was able to get separation because of the movement, the motion. The motion makes it very difficult for a defense to get a hand on you because a lot of times whenever you come into motion and the motion stops, the ball is snapped immediately. So as a cornerback or a safety or a linebacker, you're thinking, well, I don't want to put my hands on him because I don't know what he's going to do. Whereas if you're lined up on the outside of the field, on outside the hashes, you know pretty much he's either going to go straight at you. You know what I mean? But inside
Right.
of the slot, you don't know where he's going. I can go out, I can go in, I can go over the top. It's crazy, bro. And Chris Collinsworth called that out, and that's what happened on that final drive. On that final drive, Cooper Kupp was able to dominate inside and outside of the mark on the field. It was just remarkable, bro. Like I said, I'm a fan of football, bro. Like I actually watch and observe. I don't just get on here and just talk shit to talk shit. I actually watched the game, and I noticed that's what McVay did, and that was just a fantastic strategic game plan for them changing that around. That was fantastic. And credit to some of our young guys for stepping it up. Cam Akers stepped it up in the final possession. On that final drive, the touchdown game winning drive, he stepped it up and started running the ball a little bit more effectively. The offensive line dug deep. Our backup tight end, Bryce Hopkins, I can't thank him enough. Our tight ends have stepped it up the last 2 weeks, the last few games. Last game, Higbee went down. Blanton came in, had a phenomenal game. Then this game, Blanton was clearly off. He wasn't himself. I don't know what happened. Incoming Bryce Hopkins. Bryce Hopkins comes in there, and he does what he does. He makes a few big catches on third down, second down, that really helped us get into the end zone. So, yeah.
Would you if I would have told you before this game started that you guys would have less than 50 yards rushing throughout the whole game, would you believe it?
I will believe you, because what's one of the things I've been saying about us all year, though, D? I've been saying the same thing about us all year. We haven't been able to run the ball effectively. Like, McVay has fallen in love with Matthew Stafford's arm, and we had one of the worst rushing offenses in the NFL all season. I think we were ranked like 27th or something like that, 25th. We don't run the ball.
Right. I
So
would have
I
thought
wouldn't
that
be
would have
surprised.
been. I would have thought that would have been due to the injuries that you had at the running back position, but you had all three guys healthy tonight, and they was just unable to get the ball rolling there.
Right, right. I did thought that I was actually kind of surprised at the amount of touches that Darrell Henderson ended up getting, especially coming off an injury. I mean, you got to remember he didn't play since I think it was week 4 or something like that, and then for him to come in and get all these carries, it's not a lot of carries, but he got some carries, even more than Sony Michel, who led our team in rushing. Like so, again, those are some of the decisions that Sean McVay makes that has me scratching my head a lot of times. Like, bro, what the hell are you doing? Like, it's clear that Sony Michel is better at the moment. Let's run him. But at the end of like I said, at the end of the day, it worked out. I do feel like I said, I do feel like the Rams got kind of lucky at the end. Cincinnati's defense played very well. Trey Hendrickson deserves another contract with the Cincinnati Bengals. They need to bring that same team back next season, but probably make a few more upgrades in the secondary, at the cornerback spot. Maybe get an elite pass rusher if they could, somebody that can effectively rush the passer on every single down. I mean, because Hendrickson is good, but it's good to have somebody else because that's what also decided the game too. The Rams started to get after Joe Burrow in the second half, especially that third quarter. Von Miller ended up going. He basically was unblockable in the third quarter. So yeah, I think those are just some of the few things that Cincinnati needs to do as a team next season to help them out. Of course, also draft offensive line. Joe Burrow cannot go another season like this. Like it was even scary to see him get sacked in this game, and you can see on the replay they kept playing it over and over and over. He was screaming in pain, holding his knee. They can't. If Cincinnati plans on having a future, I'm talking about winning multiple Super Bowls and all that stuff, and having Joe Burrow as the face of their franchise, they're going to have to address the offensive line position, either through free agency, through a trade, or through draft. They got to do something because Joe Burrow is not going to be able to withstand all those hits. It's not going to happen. As good as that kid is, and he's good, he's really good. It's not. It's not smart. No, it's not.
Right. I wanted to get to Odell for a second because seemed like the topic of discussion in the comment section right now. Um, a lot of folks, well, I'm seeing Banana Man saying right now that the Bengals would have got blown out if Odell would have stayed healthy throughout the whole game.
Um, yeah. Hey, Rev, thank you, man. I see the comment, bro. Thank you, Rev. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro. I don't know, man. Uh, it was 13-3, up until Odell getting hurt. It definitely was looking like we were about to really take off. But people got to remember, man. One thing about Cincinnati Bengals is they're the epitome of a started from the bottom. Now I'm here type team. They struggled all season long, not just in the playoffs, but all the entire season, all year. They struggled with starting the game hot early. They struggled. I think they had I believe it was 7 or 8 games this year that they actually came from behind and won. So they're the epitome of a comeback team, a Cinderella team. So the Rams are epitome of get out, get big leads, and okay, lay down, take the foot off the gas, and allow a team back in the second half. So I just knew that it wasn't going to be over. I knew Cincinnati wasn't out of the game. I just knew it. I just knew Cincinnati. Even with Odell being on the field, I think Cincinnati would still have made it a game. They would have still called it. They would have stepped. They would have continued to fight at it, chip away at the lead, pick up some big games. Credit to Jamar Chase. I didn't mention Jamar Chase's name. Jamar Chase played outstanding. He gave Jalen Ramsey the business today. Like it wasn't even funny what Jamar Chase was doing to Jalen Ramsey, and that's crazy because that's a first-year rookie who clearly is going to be one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL next season, voting wise. That kid is special, bro. Very, very special. T. Higgins, very special. Tyler Boyd, I think ultimately they're probably going to end up maybe shipping him out and maybe they can get another draft pick for Tyler Boyd. I think a lot of teams would love to have Tyler Boyd on their team. Or maybe they decide to bring him back. Who knows? But I think they should probably move on from him because it's clear that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, along with Joe Burrow, and if they can find a way to keep Joe Mixon around, that's a very solid core to start with. You don't really need Tyler Boyd no more. He's like the odd man out. You know what I mean? Like I don't really think they would want to continue with that.
I definitely hear you. I like Tyler Boyd
Right.
though. He's the veteran leader on that
Oh yeah, he's
Bengals
a good
receiving
player.
core for sure.
Yeah, he's a good player. Don't get it twisted. You know, he's a very serviceable guy. But it's clear that he's gonna be out. He's been outplayed. Like there are two guys that are in front of him that are better. That's just what it is. Like I'm not saying he's a bad player. He reminds me a lot of what's the guy name? Like a Lavernius Coles. You know, very reliable. You know, guy that could get you some yards and pretty play at the slot role. You know, he could be a good starter somewhere. You know, take away some pressure, or he could come in as a second receiver and take away the pressure off the quarterback.
Right. I did want to go ahead and reminisce for a second about that Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff trade that happened a year ago from today, about a year and a week ago from today, where they ended up trading the 2 first-round picks. I believe it was a third, and Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. And I'm assuming it panned out with flying colors.
Yeah, say that again. That last part.
I said I'm assuming it panned out with flying colors.
What the Matthew Stafford trade?
Yes, sir.
I mean, yeah, man. Shit, yeah, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, definitely paid off, man, with flying colors. You goddamn right. We got a Super Bowl out of the deal, shit, man. You know, anytime you can get a Super Bowl, shit, you know. I mean, what else? What else do you need? You know what I mean? Like, what else? That's listen, bro. That's the end all be all in the NFL, bro. That's the end all be all. The end all be all is winning and hoisting a Lombardi trophy, bro. If you're not playing for a Lombardi, it's nothing, bro. I mean, and that's why I give the Miami Dolphins a hard time. That's why I give other players like Aaron Rodgers and all that stuff a hard time because here, especially Aaron Rodgers, for instance, here's a guy that clearly has the talent in the game, and every year he's not in the Super Bowl. And again, I understand that he's not going to win a Super Bowl every year. Like I get it. That's just being irrational to think that he's going to win a Super Bowl every year. But it's clear that his game alone is separated. He's separated from everybody else. Unless you start talking about Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and stuff like that, he's not in a dominant. He's not in the. He's not in a era of quarterback play that's just super. That's just heads over heel better. You know what I mean? Like in his current era, he should be killing this shit, bro. Especially with Drew Brees and Tom Brady no longer being in the NFL. This is your time now. Wherever Aaron Rodgers decides to play football next season, I'm expecting a Super Bowl from him every year because he's just that good. So they say. So they say he's just that good. But back to the point about Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. I mean, that's the reason why we went after Matthew Stafford is because Jared Goff clearly was not the guy. Credit to Jared Goff for what he did. I'm sure he would like to be part of this team and celebrate a Super Bowl. But it's not like he didn't have a damn chance. He had a shot. He blew it. We only put up 3 points. And 3 points compared to 23 points is a big difference. And teams were able to – Jared Goff was so limited. Teams were able to pattern us just by eliminating the run game. Like, he can't throw. Like you said, Sean McVay was even telling him what to throw the damn ball and during live plays. That's not a good thing. Now, I will give it to Jared Goff. He grew up a lot on his own this season. With the Detroit Lions, it forced him to grow up. And I'm honestly thinking that Jared Goff is going to improve as a football player and as a quarterback moving forward because he had to grow up this year. He didn't have Sean McVay to bail him out. He didn't have Todd Gurley or whatever else we had, a lights out defense to carry us. He didn't have that this year, and he actually played pretty good. Better than I expected. I thought he was gonna suck, but my boy Matthew Stafford, credit to that guy. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm gonna start some shit by saying this, and I know a lot of people are gonna look at me crazy, but what's the difference between Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers? It's something to think about. It really is. It's something to think about now. Now that Matthew Stafford has a Super Bowl ring, the only thing we have for Matthew Stafford to do is go off and win an NFL MVP, which he's capable of doing. He's capable of doing that. If he could just limit the turnovers, Matthew Stafford can be an NFL MVP. And then once he wins MVP, then what are we saying? Because when you look at Matthew Stafford's numbers, his numbers are there. He's one of the best passers in NFL history already. Matthew Stafford can retire today and he's a Hall of Famer. So I asked that question to everybody out there. What is the difference minus the MVPs? What is the difference between Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers?
You know, I would think that with them Lions team Stafford had, I think Aaron Rodgers would be able to take them to the playoffs.
True.
And also the Rams offense, well, on paper in general, I believe they're a more talented team than the Packers. So I kind of would have to give the slight edge to Stafford with the more talented team. Oh crap. I don't think a lot of people in the comment section aren't on board with that comment either, by the way.
Hey, listen, I don't give a damn what nobody's saying in that comment section. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is valid facts. If you're not going to give me, when you take away the INTs, which if you think about it, Matthew Stafford doesn't throw a shit ton of INTs. He doesn't throw a lot of. There's other guys in the NFL. Brett Favre threw interceptions ridiculously every season, and people love Brett Favre. He's in the Hall of Fame because of it. So it's not like what I'm saying is incredible. What I'm saying is Matthew Stafford. If anybody in the chat thinks Matthew Stafford is an average quarterback, I want you to unsub us. I really do. Because if you think Matthew Stafford is average, you don't need to watch football no more. Because he's above average, if anything. He's way above average. The kid can play and throw the football. He can make good decisions too. It's just sometimes he gets a little bit too excited. Example being in the second quarter when he decided to throw that deep pass to Van Jefferson on the sideline that got intercepted by Bates. That didn't make sense. He had all the time. You were outside of the pocket. Why not just throw the ball away? You didn't have to make that throw. And then the other interception wasn't his fault. The other interception came off Skoranik's hands. It hit him right in the hands and he dropped it. So
right.
what are we talking about here? It's not like what I'm saying is crazy. What is the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford now? Matthew Stafford has the same amount of Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers now. Same amount of appearances as well.
I wanted to point out, Trey pointed out in the chat that Rodgers had Megatron. Stafford had Megatron. And Rodgers would win 3 rings with Megatron.
Okay, first off, that's cap. Trey. So let's go. Let's just go through the list of receivers that Aaron Rodgers had. Again, you might not like it, but it's facts. What I'm saying again, there is no cap in my rap when I talk. There's no cap. Aaron Rodgers had Donald Driver. Again, he was okay. He was decent. He was serviceable. He wasn't an elite receiver, but he was good. Then he had who else? Greg Jennings. Okay. After Greg Jennings, who did he have after that?
Nobody.
Oh, let's remember. You remember that guy? No. That's Cap. You guys remember a guy named Jordy Nelson? At one point, Jordy Nelson was being called the best receiver in football. Then, after you get Jordy Nelson, what else do you give Aaron Rodgers? Devontae fucking Adams. So I don't want to hear shit about receivers about Megatron. Yes, I'm not saying none of those guys are Megatron. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, let's not pretend like Aaron Rodgers didn't have good receivers. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Give me another bullshit excuse, but don't give me that one because you're not going to win an argument with that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and quote Trey. He said, "That's cap. Jordy is no fucking Megatron."
I just said that though. I just said that. But again, Jordy Nelson, correct me if I'm wrong. When Jordy Nelson was in his prime, when he was the 1,000-yard plus receiver he was every year, was he or was he not being considered one of the best, if not the best receiver in the NFL? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I'm gonna have to sway to Trey's side on this one, and radically two's in the comment section too as well. I don't see Matthew Stafford being able to lift a team the way that Aaron Rodgers is able to lift a team.
What has Aaron Rodgers lifted? Because he throws a few Hail Mary passes?
I'm just saying he's consistently taking his team to the playoffs when healthy, regardless who's on the roster.
Got it, got it. But at the end of the day, it's like this with Aaron Rodgers. And I'm going to say this again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be crucified because people just don't like to hear the truth. Now, but I'm going to go ahead and tell the truth. Because, again, ain't no cap in my rap. I'm going to tell the truth. If you put Aaron Rodgers in the NFC West, he is not Aaron Rodgers who he is right now. I don't give a damn what nobody says. What the hell was Aaron Rodgers playing against in the NFC North? Think about it. Think about it. And then guess what? They say the same thing about Tom Brady. When Tom Brady was in the AFC East, Tom Brady was so good only because he played in the AFC East. Think about who did Aaron Rodgers have to play against in the NFC North? Who was a legit threat? Be honest. Be honest.
Chicago and Minnesota have been legit threats.
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. Aaron Rodgers had no threat in the NFC North. In the NFC North, he had no threat. That's why he was going 14-2, 15-1, 13-3 every year. Because he would wipe out that entire damn division like it was nothing. There was a guaranteed 8 victories every year. For the most part. He might have lost a game in Minnesota maybe. But he beats the shit out of he's beating the Bears so much that it's become a meme. Am I lying?
You're not lying, but I'm the defense shows up every year though for the Bears, and he's still able to beat them with no issue.
This guy Trey is delusional as hell. He just said Rodgers plays the Bears and the Vikings. Bro, stop talking right now, bro. Just get off the stream. Just get off the stream. You can do you hear this guy right now? The Bears? The fucking Bears, bro. Are you serious? I will give you the Vikings. But the Bears? You out of your fucking mind, Trey. Hey, Trey, I love you, bro. Thanks for stopping by, bro. I appreciate you, man. I'm just talking shit. But no, bro. No. Stop. Stop, bro. Stop that shit. Stop while you're ahead, bro. Stop while you're ahead. You are not about to get on this pod and tell these people that the Bears were a threat. You're not about to do this. You're not about to do this, bro. When was the last time the Chicago Bears been to the playoffs? What is this guy talking about,
bro? So Banana Man wants to know, without a defense, is Stafford still top 5?
Stafford was still a top 5 quarterback with the Lions. It's just he played for the Lions and nobody paid him.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one, bro. We lost Banks for a brief moment. That's a very, very tough one. But I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that one. I can't put Stafford over Rodgers. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with Trey and Banana Man here. I don't feel like Stafford can uplift a team the way that carry a team the way that Rodgers is able to carry a team. Because we like you said, there have been multiple the stars had to align for Stafford. Like you had to have all the good weapons around you. You had to have the genius offensive minded head coach, and you had to have the phenomenal defense. But go
So
ahead
what?
though.
So what was okay? So why? So just like the stars had to align for Matthew Stafford, the stars also had to align for Aaron Rodgers. Am I right? So the last two seasons, and we're just going to talk about the last two seasons. The two seasons when they not only they finished with the best record in the NFL 2 years in a row. In a row. Also, Aaron Rodgers won NFL MVP 2 years in a row. Is that cap or not? Tell
It's
me.
not. I thought the MVP was a regular season achievement.
You're absolutely right. But when you go to when you give a person an NFL MVP, you expect them to do great things in the playoffs. I ain't seeing great things for Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs the last 2 years. I'm just keeping it real. So then you're gonna say, I know what they're gonna say. Well, what the fuck are you talking about, Banks? Aaron Rodgers just went 20 for 29 against in the game and he lost. He went 20 for 29, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You're not doing enough. You're Aaron Rodgers. You're Aaron Rodgers. Get the job done. That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not hating on Rodgers. I'm not hating on him. I'm just pointing out facts. What the facts are. Get the job done. Wherever he plays football at, because I think he's done in Green Bay. I don't think he's coming back to Green Bay. I think he's done. But if he does come back to Green Bay, get the job done. Get the job done. That's it.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one. There were two other topics I wanted to holler at you about. We're approaching the 40-minute mark here. The possible retirement of Andrew Whitworth and the possible retirement of Aaron Donald. What's your thoughts on that?
Must deserve Andrew Whitworth, great career, Hall of Fame in the future, most definitely. Andrew Whitworth is going to be a Hall of Famer. Thank you, Andrew Whitworth, for your service for the Rams the last 3 seasons, man. We finally got that ring. I know that had to be very hard for him, though, man. When you think about it, he played for the Cincinnati Bengals for a majority of his career, and then have to beat the team that pretty much made you in the Super Bowl. I know that had to be very hard for him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm sure he had to be really emotional thinking about that. But props to Andrew Whitworth, future Hall of Famer. You got your ring, bro. Get your yellow. Now it's time for you to get your yellow jacket. Aaron Donald, I heard that news today. It's been trending everywhere. Until I see Aaron Donald say it about himself physically, I believe it's a bunch of bullshit. But if he retired, I would be surprised. But if he retired, would I be mad? No. People don't understand the amount of work and amount of physical damage that Aaron Donald puts on his body every single snap. Every single snap, Aaron Donald is making contact with somebody. Or somebody's making contact with him. He's either getting triple teamed. In some cases, he's been quadruple teamed. It takes a lot out of you, bro. It takes a lot out of you. There's honestly, now that Aaron Donald has a Super Bowl ring, what else is there for him to play for? Be real with you.
Nothing. He can actually go down as being the greatest defensive player of all time. Also, shout out to Nicholas in the comment section. He says he's new.
What's up, Nick? Welcome to the stream, bro. What's up, everyone? My name is Nick, Chargers fan. Here, hopefully my Chargers will be a Super Bowl soon. You know what? To talk to you about the Chargers, the good thing about the Chargers is you guys have a very bright future with your quarterback. Very, very bright future with your quarterback. The most important thing the Chargers need to do is they need to address the defense. In order for you guys to make any noise next year, you need to stop somebody. Y'all couldn't stop nobody last year. Not last year, this year. Y'all couldn't stop anybody. I don't know what it was. You guys need pass rushers. But Derwin James is a bright spot on the defense, so you got a good start there. And you also got Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, and things like that. So that's a good team. That's a good team that's ready to make noise, but they need more pieces.
What'd you think about the halftime concert?
Fantastic, best. And you know what? Again, I'm probably going to catch a little heat for this, but this is a Not for Debate podcast where we do not hold back at all. We keeps it real. Those racist white, let me not say white. Let me not associate with a color. Let me not say that. I don't want anybody to think that we're racist or anything like that, because we're definitely not. But those racist folks who didn't watch the NFL because people were kneeling and they didn't want rappers being on the Super Bowl show. I remember when they announced that Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg were going to perform at halftime show, and everybody, those racist MFers in the blogs on Bleacher Report and all that, were being super racist, talking about, oh, what the hell is this? This is not a hip hop concert, and yada yada yada. Well, how the fuck do you think us rap fans feel when the NFL has been putting people on their halftime show who don't even watch football? They don't even watch football.
You think Demi Lovato watch football?
Hell, fuck no, bro. He ain't watching no fucking football, bro. Demi Lovato watches football only for the Super Bowl. That's it. They're not watching no football games. So why not associate the Super Bowl with Snoop Dogg, which is one of the biggest NFL supporters out there?
Right, that's true.
So why not?
That's true.
And then for the white folks, you know, that if they are mad, at least we had Eminem on there. So, but I tell people all the time, Eminem is no longer a white guy. He's black by association. So just letting y'all know, Eminem is part of the black community. That's he's a black guy in the white man's body. With the white man's body. He's black. He's an Oreo cookie. But my thoughts on the Super Bowl, that's just jokes, guys. Don't take it too serious on the roof. But my thoughts on the Super Bowl performance, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great. I think it's the best Super Bowl performance ever. And I'm not just saying that only because it's rappers. I'm saying that because of everything that came with it. You got Dr. Dre, you got Mary J. Blige, you had Snoop Dogg, you had guest appearances from 50 Cent, Anderson .Paak, you had BBW halftime performers, you had fat cheerleaders or dancers, whatever you want to call it. You have big women dancing and everything, and then you know that's different, bro. So you gotta give the NFL props for that, bro. You gotta get. I'm
gonna give that to Jay-Z. I'm gonna give that to Jay-Z when they decided to bring him on to the NFL, because I feel like he had about 80% to do with all that.
Oh, absolutely. You know Jay-Z pulled those strings.
Because you remember everybody was turning down the Super Bowl after the whole George Floyd situation. You remember?
As we should.
Yeah, and there was definitely some A-listers that turned down the opportunity to perform at the Super Bowl. They even asked Beyonce a second time. She said no. T.I. said no. So they had to make a move. They definitely had to make a move.
As the NFL should. You should make it. Next year, I wanted to make it black, the blackest ever. they could put damn Bone Thugs and Harmony up there. I don't give a damn. Just make it the blackest Super Bowl performance ever. Like, go overboard with it. I don't care. Just make it so black. It makes you sick. Now I'm talking shit, man. But the halftime performance was really good, bro. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really neat.
Yeah, 1,000%. Especially Mary J. Oh my goodness,
Oh my God, what? Talk about Queen J, Queen Mary. Oh my God, she looked like a snack. Woo! That woman, no, she's sexy, boy. Oh my Lord. Oh,
yes,
that's
sir.
A sexy black woman right there, boy. My God.
For a 50-year-old, she looked like she about 30.
Yes, God, boy. She been working them glutes and them. She been working on them glutes, boy. Cause that thing was poking. Mary, if you hear this girl, you look good, Monet. You look good, Monet. Monet is her. If you guys don't know in the chat, Monet is her alter ego character in the show called Power. That's her character in the show called Power. Her name is Monet. Um, Banana Man, question: you think anybody told Roger about Madden? What do you mean by that, Banana Man? What do you mean by Madden?
So we approaching the 50-minute mark now. So I guess we go ahead and close this thing out with what was your favorite Super Bowl commercial?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I glanced at the Super Bowl commercials. Um, I really like the one with the I think it was the Huggies or Pampers commercial with the cartoon NFL players with Peyton Manning and Justin Jefferson was doing the greedy on the stove. I really like that one. That one's really cute. I like that one. Yes, I said cute, guys. Well, don't judge me. But yeah, that one's really cute. Uh, uh, and I also like the LeBron James commercial, where LeBron is sitting on his bed and he's talking to his younger self. I like that commercial only because I will be honest. LeBron James gets a lot of heat in the media, especially from Skip Bayless and myself and stuff like that. So I thought that was a very unique commercial. I really don't remember any other commercial outside of that, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember any other ones.
Did you check out the Jurassic Park trailer?
Oh, they did a Jurassic Park trailer, the new one.
Yes, they got
Oh yeah,
all the
They're bringing up the old guy, the old crew back.
yeah, they got the Bloom dang, what's his name? Blumenberg. I think that's his last name. Coming back. The original the original main character from the first movie, Chris Pratt coming back, the girlfriend from the Chris Pratt movies. Like it's gonna be the whole main Jurassic Park cast throughout the whole trilogy in the movie, and I can't wait for that movie.
Oh, that's dope, man. I gotta go watch that trailer though. I gotta go watch it. That's dope.
Yeah, so they also had the Doctor Strange 2 trailer up there too as well. Did you catch that?
Well, I saw the Doctor Strange 2 trailer. Okay. So if you're a Marvel fanatic, which before we get started, Radical Super Bowl champion LA Rams is connecting with his feminine side. Yeah, man, you got that right, bro. I'm in tune with my feminine side, brother, all the way, bro. Hey, but let me tell you something, Radical. Don't think that shit sweet, bro. I will fuck you up, bro. Nah, I'm talking shit, man. I'm talking shit. But what does it say here? So, what was your question?
The Doctor Strange 2 trailer they dropped.
Oh yeah,
during the
Doctor
Super Bowl.
Strange 2. Doctor Strange. Yeah. Oh yeah. So the Doctor Strange 2 commercial really ain't new to us Marvel heads. If you're a Marvel fanatic and you stayed for, because you got to remember, at the end of Spider-Man, there wasn't just one ending. There were two. So if you stayed for the second ending, they actually revealed the Doctor Strange 2 trailer at the end of that movie. So I've seen that already, unless it's new.
It's a new one.
Oh, so you saw this? You know what I'm talking about then?
Yeah, I saw that one, and then there was another one that was about 2 minutes long.
Oh, so an even longer one. Okay, okay. So I gotta get on my YouTube shit tonight, bro. I gotta get on my YouTube shit, watch those trailers, because like I said, I don't remember a lot of the NFL commercials this year. I was in between the commercial. I was praying. I was upset. I was tweeting. I was Facebooking. I was, you name it, bro. I was doing all that shit, talking shit. You name it.
I was gonna say my favorite commercial you seen the Cable Guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, did you see that the Cable Guy commercial with Jim Carrey in there where they was promoting the new Verizon Fios Wi-Fi box?
No. I did see the commercial. Now T-Mobile has home internet. So it's no longer hotspot, I guess. They got internet now. I don't know how that's gonna work.
That's the one with who's that Disney Channel female? What is her name? Not Hillary Duff. Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus.
Oh, Miley Cyrus. Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. But yeah, people love Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, she did the T-Mobile commercial. But yeah, the Cable Guy commercial that Like literally, he was knocking on the girl's door or whatever, and she was like, "Cable guy," and he was trying to install the cable into her house, and she was telling him about the Verizon FiOS new Wi-Fi box where you know it's self installation. We don't need a cable guy or whatever. And then he was like, "No worries, I'll be back next week."
Jim Carrey's a fucking clown, man. I love Jim Carrey, but I like that a lot of the commercials nowadays they do a good job of paying homage to the old stuff, but also implementing the new stuff. They're basically showing you the evolution of technology. Because technology, some of us are old enough, like me, for instance. I'll be 34 next month. Some of us remember the old antennas. I was around when antennas were still a thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's how old I am. I remember antennas were still around. And then after antennas, they had the VGA cord, the red, yellow, and white VGA cord. Then after the VGA cord, they had the little screw-in coaxial thing, sticking-a-jammy. And then after that, you got HDMI. Now you don't need none of that shit, bro. You don't need nothing, bro. It's just they got Roku TVs now that you don't have to have no HDMI. Technology is just getting better and better, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. The only thing I'm mad about is that one of my, if not favorite movies ever, is Back to the Future. That's one of my favorite movies. I'm still pissed off that we still don't got flying cars. Still waiting on it. Still pissed.
Flying cars, that's what you pissed off about?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Because when you go back, if you go back and watch Back to the Future 2, go back and watch Back to the Future 2, they're pretty spot on. They're pretty spot on with the technology, bro. A lot of stuff that was in Back to the Future 2 is actually in the real world now.
Yeah. Because they got the hoverboard. They got the hoverboard going on in that movie. It's almost spot on. It's almost spot on, most definitely.
Yeah, Radical. I'll be 34 next month, bro. I'm getting up there, man. I'm getting up there, bro. I'm getting up there, man.
I would have never imagined Back to the Future is one of your favorite movie series.
Oh hell yeah, man! Fuck yeah, bro. I love Marty McFly. Man, look, bro. I watch Back to the Future at least once every couple months, bro. And I actually go through the entire trilogy. I hated Back to the Future 3. I thought it was very dull. But Back to the Future 1 and 2, love them. Love them, boy. Love them. Love them, love them, love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. I love Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox is my guy, man.
I've only seen Back to the Future 2.
So Back to the Future 2 is the one where they go back.
And he was in the arcade. And he was in the arcade.
No. When they go to the future, and Marty ends up taking a sports almanac book from the bookstore, and he tries to go back with the sports almanac to make himself rich. Unfortunately, he leaves the book around. Biff, you know who Biff is, right? The villain. Biff ends up getting the book and starts to bet sports wagers and stuff because he already knows the outcome of the games. And so Biff ends up literally becoming the richest man in the world, and the world goes to shit because he's like the president or something like that. And when the world goes to shit, all because Biff is now the richest man in the world. It's crazy, bro. The Wild Wild West one is number 3. That's number 3. That's the Wild Wild West one. I didn't like that one that much.
Interesting. I might have to sit down and have to watch all the movies.
Yeah, man.
It's hard for me to sit down and watch an old school movie like that, considering the fact that we are 2022.
Man. Nah, bro, that's nostalgia, bro. That's nostalgia, man. Not only that, man, I like the Indiana Jones series. I love Indiana Jones. Like I said, I love Back to the Future. Like Jurassic Park. You got to remember, see, back then, trilogies and sequels had a whole different meaning. Terminator, for instance. Terminator had really good sequels. Nowadays, when a movie made a sequel, it has nothing to do with the first one. That's why they're not successful, because the sequels have nothing to do with the original. It makes no sense. The only movies that are good trilogies right now is a good sequels is the John Wick series. John Wick is badass. Like, John Wick is getting better every single movie. John Wick 2 was better than 1, 3 was better than 2. They're getting better and better. Now, the one movie that they did fuck it up on was The Matrix. The recent Matrix was terrible. I hated that movie. That movie was garbage. It was pathetic. The Matrix the new Coming to America and Mortal Kombat, the remake Mortal Kombat, was probably the worst movies I've seen ever. They were worse than Street Fighter the movie. You see the Street Fighter the movie?
The new one? That bad. They came out with another one?
No. The old Street Fighter movie, with the live action movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, I've seen that one, yeah.
Yes. That shit was garbage. When E-Honda, you remember E-Honda?
Yes.
Oh my God, bro. Like, no. It was that bad. The worst movie ever is probably the Dragon Ball Z Evolution movie, but still. Oh yeah, National Treasure. I love National Treasure. National Treasure is amazing. Amazing. Night at the Museum. Amazing. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Amazing.
I can't believe you actually took the time to watch the Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
No, I didn't. I didn't listen. I did so. I felt that I was obligated to because of my childhood. And then I watched that shit for 5 minutes and turned that shit off. I said, this is by far the worst movie ever produced in life. That shit was about as worth as the Avatar Last Airbender movie. And that movie was trash too.
I didn't even bother watching this the Dragon Ball movie just by the trailer. I was like, yeah, this is not.
Hey man,
I'm not checking this out. Last question before we close this thing out, though. Trey's question was: say what you want. The OG Spider-Man trilogy was 7 out of 10, with 3 being the worst and 2 being the greatest Spider-Man movie ever. I'm assuming this is the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi version. I didn't want to say the Tobey Maguire version for sure. I feel like that was the best trilogy, but I will say Andrew Garfield was definitely the better Spider-Man. So if we would have got the Andrew Garfield and the Sam Raimi ones, the early 2000s, I think it would definitely been flawless, most definitely. The suit in the Sam Raimi version, I feel like was the best out of all the Spider-Mans that they had throughout the whole Spider-Man film verse. Better than No Way Home Spider-Man, better than Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Definitely Tobey Maguire Spider-Man costume was the best out of all of them. But again, man, we are approaching that hour mark. So you definitely, for those that are new, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the Not for Debate podcast. Also, be sure to like us on our social media pages: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and now we are just recently got on the TikTok too as well. If you want to listen to us, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. This episode of the Not for Debate podcast is brought to you by Bet Us online sportsbook. With the link in the description, you can go ahead and that's the Not for Debate link in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and you'll receive 125% in bonuses when you decide you want to make a bet. I know I made me a couple dollars this evening, considering the fact that Odell Beckham ended up scoring a touchdown, Cooper Kupp ended up scoring a touchdown, and Matthew Stafford ended up throwing 2 touchdowns. So I ended up making, I think, about $70 just doing a prop bet. But we'll definitely be back. I'll probably want to say this Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. You know what it is. This is the Not for Debate podcast. We are up out of here, man.